What's going on, everybody? This is All Things Entertaining here, bringing you the brand new video, and today we have actually a pretty interesting deck coming out of the OCG. This is a Gizmek Gren Maju deck. Now, this one's actually a couple of days old. It was actually 5 days old as of recording this on the 15th. Actually, no, 6 days old, almost a week. And there's a lot to be discussed. There's actually a Watt deck that actually made 3rd place in the OCG, as well as a few other interesting decks. If you guys want to see those, I'll have them uploaded later on today, if not tomorrow. But anyway, let's just jump right into this Gizmek Gren Maju Banish deck. So yeah, first thing we got 3 Eater a Million, 3 Gizmek Ochi, the Serpentron Sky Slasher, 3 Gren Maju to Isa, 3 Inspector Border, and 3 Thunder King Ryo. Eater of Millions has been in the Gren Maju deck for God knows how long. It's just an easy way to get rid of some cards out of your extra deck or a face up on the field and stuff like that. It's pretty good. It's also just natural removal, so there's always that. It does gain 100 attack for each card that's faced down and banished, so if you combine it with Pot of Duality and Pot of Extravagance, that's 16 plus the 5, so that's 2100 attack. So it's not a bad statted monster for what it does. It's pretty good. Gizmek Orochi. If we're just this card's basically like Fairy Tale Snow. You banish 8 cards from the top of your deck face down, and then you. And then you could summon it for free. It's a quick effect, so you could do that during your player's turn. The second effect is not a quick effect, where you banish 3 cards from your extra deck face down, then target a face-up card or monster on the field and destroy it. So it's pretty good. You can only use each effect once per turn. You can only use one Gizmek once a turn. But I think for the most part, it is pretty good. This is really good for disrupting your opponent. And it also prevents you from getting OTK'd also, because you could just summon this card for basically free by removing 8 cards from the top of your deck, which is not a steep cost really at all, because you probably weren't going to draw those cards regardless. Gren Maju Diaza, again, the main reason why this deck even exists is because of Gren Maju Diaza's existence. Just standard, really good card. 3 Inspector Border. Pretty much just to stun your opponent out, pretty much make sure that their effects can't activate. It doesn't affect Gren Maju to Isa because his effect technically doesn't activate. So he would not be affected by Gren Maju to Isa all that much if he's already on the field first. So do keep that in mind. And Thunder King Ryo, this one is actually kind of interesting. I feel like people are sleeping on this card, but not for a bad reason. But I think this card does have a little bit of potential to be kind of good in the meta because it allows you to stop your opponent's inherent special summons, as well as it's a 1900 attack monster that is a walking mistake. So that's always good. So I think this is a very good card. It also gives you more things to do than just play, Gren Maju Diaza. You can summon this monster to prevent your opponent from searching cards and stuff like that. So. Next we have 1 Harpies Feather. We're going to move on to the spells. We have 1 Harpies Feather Duster, 3 Pot of Duality, or 3 Pot of Desires, excuse me, 2 Pot of Duality, and 3 Pot of Extravagance. Again, Pot of Desires, been in this deck since its inception. It's pretty good. It allows you to draw 2 cards. It banishes to 10 cards from the top of your deck face down. You probably want to draw those cards anyway, and it allows you to go into Gren Maju Diaza for a lot of damage. 4,000 beat stick for a level 3 monster. Seems to be pretty good. Pot of Extravagance, again, another draw card that is going to probably be in this deck forever. So get used to seeing this card. So yeah, there's nothing really to say about this. It's just standard stuff. Next we're going to move on to the traps. There's actually 17 traps here. We got 3 Crackdown, 3 Heavy Storm Duster, 3 Infinite Impermanence, 3 Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Strike, and 3 There Can Only Be One. There Can Only Be One is the best floodgate in the game currently. It blocks your opponent out of so many things. Since you're playing pretty much machines, fiends, thunder machine, you got a lot of variety here to have multiple monsters on the board without really hindering you too much. Once you get Gren Maju Diaza out on the board, you can get like a Gizmek and maybe a Thunder King Ryo, or you can get an Inspector Border or a Thunder King Ryo. it is pretty good, so that's always good there. Solemn package, 2 Solemn Strike, 3 Solemn Judgment. Solemn Strike is at 2 in the OCG. This is actually, I think, pretty decent. Heavy Storm Duster, just pretty good back row removal. You can't go into bad phase, but you're probably going to activate this during your opponent's turn anyway, so it's not like that much. That's really something you can really easily circumvent. Crackdown, really good card, and Infinite Impermanence is Infinite Impermanence. Next, we're going to move on to the side deck. We got 2 DD Crow, 2 Pankratops, 3 Maxi, 2 Super Polymerization, 3 Compulsive Evacuation Device, 1 Imperial Order, and 2 Unending Nightmare. Unending Nightmare is to prevent yourself from being floodgated out of the game. So this card is just an extra way to get out of those, especially like Heavy Storm Duster in the main deck. Imperial Order, I guess it's for those Sky Striker matchups. I guess it's just here because, sometimes, sometimes it blows out your opponent into the water. So, Compulse, just so you can just have that one disruption. It gives you a bit of extra firepower with the cards. Super Poly for cards in the extra deck. Maxi's really good. Again, this is in every single main deck or side deck. 2 Pankratops and 2 DD Crow. Next, we're going to move on to the extra deck. We're going to have 2 Mud Dragon of the Swamp, 2 Plant Dragostapelia, 2 Violet Chimera, 2 Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, 2 Dingirsu, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, 1 Pentastag, 1 Track Black, and 1 Underclock Taker. We don't have this card in the TCG just yet. I'm just going to read the effect real quick so you guys get an understanding what this card does. You can target 1 monster this card points to this turn. Each time it destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you draw 1 card. You can use this effect once per turn. It allows you to draw more cards. It's also has some pretty decent link arrows. If you're co-linked, this will also work. Though I don't think there's anything there's really any way you can actually co-link this with in this particular variant. But if you do have it co-linked, it does let you draw cards. But it's just there to point to another monster and then have that monster draw you cards. Pentastag is good for piercing. It's pretty generic, so I guess it works out just fine. Nightmare is obviously pretty good, and Underclock Taker is also really good. Dingirsu, because you're playing Gizmek, so and it's probably not uncommon for you to have 2 of them on the board. So this is just there to have the extra removal. Also, the Gizmek can summon himself summon himself for free, basically from anywhere, by just banishing cards during your player's turn. So that's also a thing. Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Actually, not sure why this one isn't more popular over here in the TCG, but maybe it's just because it's maybe because Dragoplastia is probably better, or maybe we just have better options. Violet Chimera, obviously pretty good against that Salamangreat deck, and Mud Dragon, so pretty good. Anyway, guys, if you guys did enjoy this video, please leave a comment in the comment section below. I will see you guys in the next video. This has been All Things Entertaining, signing out.